I'd like to invite you to a meditation combining mindfulness and faith. First, we enter into an imaginative scene with Jesus. I invite you to close your eyes as we experience the Jesus that we know. Or if we haven't experienced the presence of Jesus before, to try something new, if you like. You imagine him saying, "Come to me, you that are weary and are carrying a heavy burden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your soul, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light." In this prayerful scene, in this imaginative meditation, perhaps you can imagine what Jesus looks like. His eyes, eye colour, hair, face, his body, his clothing. Perhaps you can use your other senses. You may be hearing something, or smelling, or tasting, or touching. You let him swim to the surface of your consciousness. And this is an invitation to hand over your pain or suffering to Jesus. We all know the COVID-19 pandemic continues throughout the world, and we are still experiencing pain or suffering, whether it is directly in our lives or indirectly. Perhaps we are aligning with the suffering of others in the world. So this is an invitation to be intimate with Jesus. Jesus as your most intimate friend. As you hear his words once again. "Come to me, you that are weary and are carrying a heavy burden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your soul, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light." So you share everything in your heart right now, knowing that you are the most important person in the whole world right now, in the eyes of Jesus. And perhaps you imagine him smiling, or with a sincere expression, taking in everything that you were saying. And now, with this same sense of prayer, I invite you to now imagine being at the side of the river. Perhaps it's a river that you've seen before, you know of, or maybe it's a different or new one. And you are next to Jesus at the side of the river. And now, in a mindful way, you look at the river as if it is the world. And you look at a boat on the river as if it is your life. So as you and Jesus look at your life, look at the boat on the river, what do you see? what are the thoughts of your life right now? And are there any feelings? Perhaps you notice there is a connection between the thoughts that you see and the feelings. And do you notice any physical sensations? A jitteriness in the belly, a heaviness in the shoulder or neck, perhaps a sense of ease in your body. And maybe there is a connection here between what you see as your thoughts, your feelings, and your physical sensations. And you try to look at your experience, this boat on the river, just like Jesus is looking at your experience in a compassionate, loving, and tender way. Perhaps you notice a sense of spaciousness in your mind, in your life, in this scene. As Kaveri Patel says, what if you closed your eyes? Would the world fall apart without you? Or would your mind become the open sky? Flock of thoughts flying across the sunrise. Flock of thoughts flying across the sunrise as you just watched and smiled. And now, with a sense of the loving presence of Jesus in your heart, and perhaps a sense of spaciousness in your mind, we come to the end of this meditation. And I invite you to open your eyes and noticing gently the world around, knowing that you can turn to your breath to still you again and again. And I'd like to invite you to a call to mindful prayer by asking the questions based on our experience today. Next time we experience pain or suffering, can we talk to Jesus as our most intimate friend? Can we step back from our experience in a mindful way? Can we get in touch with an intimate emptiness?